Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where I have decided that I want a second construction ship again. We're going to get that going, and the reason I want it for now is to grab the 0 in these regions, but we're going to want to build habitats as well. So a second construction ship I think will be a good way to spend, I believe it costs influence, right? If we were to build a habitat central control, what does that cost? Yeah, 160 influence is actually quite a bit of influence for that. Noted. Okay, well, I'd like to get at least one of those online, and we can see what we've got going on with that. Now, I believe it interacts a lot more with planetary deposits now, so if we were to build that over something like, say, Titan here, that would be a very useful thing, potentially. So that's absolutely fine. We'll get that going. And we, of course, are working towards getting Polaris under our control. We'll need to colonize there, and then we're going to go attack Aculum. So that is the idea here for now. We've got our civilian ships a little bit behind our military ships. That's okay. They will get there. So we're going to have our survey done in Polaris fairly soon. And our additional... Oh, hello. We need a lot of jobs. Okay, so here on this generator world, we're definitely going to put in a generator district. On this tech world, we're going to put in, of course, a research lab. There we go. And we have some buildings happening already in some of these areas, so it should be okay. On this tech world, a research lab. On this mining world, our final mining district is going to go in here. We don't have any other district slots. We could give up this city district, but that's going to give up this building slot. That might be okay. I'm not sure what else we would put in this building slot, to be honest, for right now. Well, we could put like a crystal mine in there. That would probably be pretty good, actually. Yeah, we should put a crystal mine in there. There are no other types of buildings that we can put in there that I think would be particularly useful here, but we can do something along the lines of that. Okay, now down on this quote-unquote generator world, I guess we can put in an additional generator district, but I feel like mining districts are maybe more valuable. Any free strategic resources here? No, is the answer. Okay. So, we're in a position right now where we have a lot of energy credits, and we have a lot of minerals, too. We kind of don't need either of these at the moment, but as we ramp up our alloy production, I think minerals are probably going to become more scarce. So we're going to go with that for now. This factory world here, well, we can at least take this over to an industrial world. Bare minimum. So let's do that, and let's also put in an industrial district here. On this tech world, we of course want a research lab. That will be absolutely great. And on this fortress world, obviously, we're going to want a fortress, right? Just checking through these. Yes, we want a fortress. So we're going to put a stronghold in there. That'll be okay. Beautiful. So that's all absolutely fine. Now, this construction ship is done, and I'm going to send it down to Maraid first, and then it's going to go over to Weetris, and then it's going to go up to Rimok, and we're just harvesting this 0. Now, there's 8 in Eptrabon that we're not going to be getting just yet. It's unfortunate, but we are cut off by the Free Brill administration. We can't get down here, and unless we were to back off one of these buildings and build a shipyard here, we're not going to be able to access these resources for the time being. We could certainly do it. And I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to dismantle this gun battery. We're going to put a shipyard in here. And in that shipyard, we're going to build a construction ship and a science ship. Okay, on our capital, we need a job. This is definitely going to be an upgrade to a research complex. 100%. So that's fine. How are we doing on exotic gases right now? +4? Sure. Not the best in the world, but it'll do for now. Orbital filing system finishes up. That is kind of a reroll more than anything. What are we interested in here, though? Diplomatic weight is kind of mediocre. I guess we could grab hydroponics farm or growth speed as a reroll, and that'll be fine. Pop growth speed isn't really going to help us because we assemble our pops, but it might help some people who haven't assimilated yet. We might get an extra pop or 2 out of it here or there. That's reasonably fine, I suppose. So next up, probably hyper shields. Level 5 shields. It doesn't have the Roman numeral 5 down in the corner here anymore. That's interesting. It has that for the armor. Well, hyper shields are level 5 shields, if I recall correctly. I believe we have level 4 shields right now, right? Let's double check that. Yeah, we've got level 4 shields right now. So level 5 shields are fine to research. We could flash forge a hyper relay, but there's not really a point in doing that right now. The Free Brill administration has found some credible hints that the Justkin Alliance are plotting to deceive us. Those fiends indeed. Okay, well, we'll gain some unity out of it, and that's absolutely fine. We're not planning on doing anything with them anyway. So we're going to move back over to Polaris, and how are we doing on this survey? We're still working our way through that survey.
Research concluded.
Okay. Well, we just finished up that pop growth speed. We can next grab, say, ecological adaptation. That is a theoretical possibility, and bump up our habitability on all of our worlds by terraforming them. Yeah. That's a reasonable thing to do, I feel like. So this forge world requires a job, and that will, of course, be an industrial district. This industrial world requires a job, and that's absolutely fine. We'll go ahead and build an industrial district there, too.
Construction project concluded.
Cool. So we now have this shipyard here. I want to produce 1 construction ship and 1 science ship here in this order. I want to get the science ship going first. So that'll be fine. And as soon as that science ship arrives, it's going to come work on this archaeological dig. The chthonic siren. That'll be fine. Chthonic? I think this is a Greek word. So chthonic. Pretty sure. We're going to hop on down over this direction. Who do we want to put in charge of this? I guess Valentina Zhu could be. And you can just go excavate down here. Fantastic. So that's looking good. And we're going to grab our construction ship as soon as that's done, which will be very, very shortly here. There we go. And that's going to head up to Eptrabon. And actually, we could build hyper relays through here as well. That's probably a good thing to do. For the time being, I'm going to dismantle this shipyard, or actually, I'm going to replace it with another gun battery. So we'll just get that underway. So yeah, we can build hyper relays down through here. That would be absolutely fine to do. But for now, I want to get Eptrabon done and then Tiersonia. And then we'll build hyper relays like in reverse. That'll be fine. We can even flash forge one in theory, but for now, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that looks good. Our system survey in Polaris is now concluded, and I want to head up to Eglomia. So we're going to head on up there, and we're now ready to build in Polaris. So we're going to build our starbase there. That looks great. As soon as we've got this, we of course want to create a colony on Polaris too. It's got high gravity. Okay, that's fine. It's an ocean world, so it's already 100% habitability. Cool, we just get extra districts here. That's pretty neat. So what do we want this world to be? That's an interesting question indeed. It does have some mining districts available, agriculture districts available. We probably want this world to be I'm thinking a refinery world focused on creating strategic resources.
Construction project concluded.
That's the theory, anyway. So we're going to build our mining stations here, and I want to immediately work on colonizing this with post-Carpetanians. There we go. And now that our science ship is up here, or fairly close to being up here, I want to make sure that it is moving to the jump-off point. So, right over here. And then I want to move both of our fleets in, and we're going to attack the Ether Drake. We should be powerful enough to do this, even with just one fleet, but I want to make absolutely certain here, and we're going to go in with both. Fingers crossed that it's okay. If it's not okay, we don't have enough alloys to fully replace them. The creature observed in the Aculum system is unlike anything the First Fleet has previously encountered. Highly aggressive and with destructive capabilities to match, it guards a planetoid that initial scans indicate is exceptionally resource-rich. Okay, so that is presumably one of these worlds? Okay. Well, no, it's probably Dragon's Horde. Yeah. That's definitely the case. So we're going to be attacking the Ether Drake here, and it doesn't have any shields. So this should be interesting for sure. Yeah, we're having no problems with this whatsoever. We are just tearing through its armor right now. Now we're on to Hull. And the Ether Drake will be defeated shortly. There we go. The formidable Ether Drake has been slain. The exceptional bravery of Commander Capramar and the First Fleet will not soon be forgotten. The planetoid the beast guarded so jealously can now be safely exploited. Who knows what treasures the creature might have amassed over the eons. Okay, so we get 300 influence, we get the Ether Drake trophy, and we have the Leviathan Parade opportunity. So what do we want to do with this? The dissection of the Ether Drake. So we could encourage this grand feat, discourage it, or reorganize. I guess we'll just encourage this. It seems okay. We are, by the way, studying the Crystal Sphere, and we may want to put this onto, like, Astral Method. Yeah, let's do this. This will boost all of our research by 20% for the duration, at the cost of 10 Astral Threads. So that'll be fine. I want to bring these guys back to Sol. And in the meantime, of course, we're going to reinforce this fleet. And this fleet didn't actually take any losses, so that sounds good. We're going to immediately head in and survey Aculum. And once we're done building here, we're going to move our construction ship up. So by the time the survey is finished, the construction ship should be moving in there. In theory. We just maxed out our minor artifacts. And yeah, the Ether Drake. What does this do? Okay, passively generating us 10% monthly unity. The active effect I'm not that interested in, but otherwise it's okay. We'll reverse engineer an arcane technology and get some engineering research. That sounds good. And we're going to arrive up here in just a few days. So our survey is going to be done before anyone else's. That is absolutely phenomenal. And of course, we have this archaeological event. We'll keep digging. Okay, that is happening down over here. So no shockers there. We're continuing to grab the 0, and we'll grab this minor artifact over in Tiersonia as well. That looks good for the moment. So this construction ship is just getting started on this research station. That's fine. We're moving through our relays fairly quickly up over this way. Yeah, that looks good.
System survey concluded.
So we're done surveying Aculum at this time, and that's fine. We're going to head back and start surveying Radnitz. This is, of course, going to be a bit of a problem, but it's not going to be the end of the world. So we're going to go build our starbase over in Aculum. Excellent. So we'll definitely get this before anyone else. That looks good. Next up, we want to grab another tradition. What are we interested in here? Aptitude is not going to be all that great. Adaptability is interesting. Strategic resource upkeep would be reduced by 15%, and that's pretty good. Bonus to habitability would mean that a lot of these worlds are going to end up being... Okay, all of those worlds are 100% habitable. Almost all of our worlds are 100% habitable. This one is the only one that isn't. So that's definitely interesting. Let's grab a planetary capital here while we're going through. So in that case, habitability probably isn't a big deal for us. So what else would we be interested in? Mercantile? I mean, clerks providing additional trade value and amenities. We do have a fair number of clerks. Converting a portion of our trade value into consumer goods or unity. I feel like we don't need that, but maybe it's not a bad thing. Traders produce additional amenities. Amenities would be useful for us. Collection range +1 makes things a little awkward. It's not the end of the world, though. That's ultimately, in the end, a good thing. How much are we actually getting from trade? About 600. Obviously, the majority of our energy credits come from generators, right? So trade isn't really a big deal with us, and we're doing that deliberately. So what else would we be interested in? Perhaps harmony? Empire size from pops -15%. Pops are the majority of our empire size, so there is that. Crime reduction and governing ethics attraction. Stability and planetary ascension cost, edict fund. Honestly, harmony seems pretty decent. And it just flat reduces our pop-up keep by 10%. And we'll boost planetary ascension effects. Let's do it. Let's go Harmony. That seems decent. So, we're going to be doing our archaeological dig in Radnitz. That's eventually going to be a problem. For now, we're just going to work through these upgrades. It's not going to take very long to upgrade our fleets, but we're definitely going to work through that. And, right, we can phase those fleets, but we're not going to. Okay, so we've got Aculum underway. We guarantee that we have it at this point, so that is excellent.
Concluded.
Now, I want to come back and try building a Habitat Central Complex here. Cannot build around a minor planetary body, asteroid or moon. Must be built in orbit of a major planetary body. So that is different then. So Mars doesn't produce anything. Nor does Jupiter. Neptune produces energy credits. Okay, let's head on over to, like, to use here. Energy credits. I'm looking for potentially... What are we looking for out of this? Well, to be honest, I'm looking for something that we can build around, like this world here, and figure out exactly how this ends up working with this new system. So I want to build a Habitat Central Complex here. So around Hadnock 6. This is going to be minerals that are collected here by the mining station. I'm noting that we don't have to, or we might not have to, remove the mining station. We'll grab Artillerist. That's fine. Looks absolutely okay. So at this point, if we go into our ship designer and go into our battleship, I'm wondering, did we grab that? No, we did not. Okay, so we should probably be in artillery core and artillery stern, like this, and change this around like so. So Durasteel armor, and let's go with a shield hardener and a shield capacitor to further boost up the defenses of this guy. We can't do this while the second fleet is upgrading. It should be done very, very soon here. Yeah, we're working our way through this fairly quickly, so that's fine. Although, before we do this, I kind of want to come in here, and I want to tell the second fleet to halt their upgrade. Let's see here. I think we just need to order them to move. There we go. That'll be fine. So, we have some container issues on this. That's fine. We could study the reaction and cancel the parade. Honestly, that makes sense for us. We can take the society research.
Research concluded.
So that's fine. Okay, so ecological adaptation finishes, not like we need it. Climate restoration, however, will allow us to terraform ecologically devastated worlds, which seems interesting, for sure. We're going to get neutronium armor available in 2 months. Let's hop into our ship designer here. Okay, this didn't save, but it did kind of save. We didn't have to remake it, so that's good. The cruiser here, we're probably... Do we want this to also be artillery? Kind of no. I think medium size is okay. What is the line computer? Medium range? That should be okay, I think. We're going to want to increase the range on this, though, for sure. So that's fine for now. We're going to just wait until our neutronium armor is finished. Relay links have been forged. Okay, sure. And I also want to hop down over here and see what's going on over this way. Let's see. Yeah, we're heading over to Tiersonia. That is fine.
Receiving transmission.
A migration treaty. We agree to that, as long as people who come here realize that they gotta leave their bodies at the door. That's the way this works. So we're going to be colonizing Polaris here. That'll be great. And there's very little colonization left to do at this point, of course. Okay, so we're just heading over to Tiersonia. That seems fine. So there's that neutronium armor that we were waiting for. What else are we interested in doing here? Civilian replicomplexes are a thing that we could do, for sure. We've got this metallurgist output, but that will always be available. For the moment, I'm interested in maybe just re-rolling this. Let's grab carrier operations for the time being. And I do want to come in here and upgrade both of these fleets. Every single ship in these fleets needs to be upgraded. So that'll be absolutely fine.
Initial
we're going to get that all done.
colonization
We're
phase commencing.
refitting our armor. So that'll take a little bit, no doubt about it. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty extensive refit. So that is fine. We'll have it done fairly soon, but we're going to need to be ready to go up to Radnitz. There's going to be a problem there. No doubt about it. Although we're a ways away from it still. So that is absolutely fine.
Research concluded.
Checking through our jobs, there's nothing to be done at this moment. Basic strikecraft in the carrier operations, sure. And what do we have access to? Synthetic crystal plants, advanced afterburners would be quite good for us, actually. We're going to grab that. Wonderful. And we're definitely doing pretty well as far as
Construction
our
project
ship
concluded.
strength goes. No doubt about that. We are going to crack the 60k marker, I think. So that's a good sign. Peace? Yep, that's fine. And this archaeological site is pending. That's okay. We'll continue. That is this one down over here. Oh, both of these. The rubricator one is pending as well. Sure. Okay, so that seems reasonably fine for right now. We don't have a lot of jobs required, but there is one on Canum Science, so that's okay. So on Polaris, of course, we're going to need to get a lot of building slots, right? Now, we have access to many, many districts here, and that's a very good thing. We're probably going to want to get some mining districts to offset our issues that we're going to be having here. We're going to turn this into a refinery. We're going to build all of the mining districts here, enough city districts to get all of our building slots
Fleet
eventually.
enhancements
And we're just
applied.
going to turn that into a refinery / mining world, is the idea. Okay, so we finished up one of our fleet enhancements there. It didn't quite break 60k, but it was very close. So that looks good. We are interested in potentially going to war eventually, but for right now, that's not happening. For right now, we're just continuing to build up. I really want to know how these habitats work now, so that's going to be very interesting to find out. There appears to have been quite a lot of change to how habitats work. So we can definitely gain a physics insight here. We can also do an astral boost, and that's fine for the moment. And in Tiersonia, let's build a hyper relay. Excellent. So we're going to build hyper relays in every system that's over here, is the plan. That'll be fine. Our construction ships are going to... Yeah, this one can definitely build mining stations. I also want a hyper relay over here once you're done with that. So that's going to continue to go for now.
Ready.
And on Sirius Industrial, we should put in an industrial district for sure. We'll get going on that. I would love to upgrade this to a system capital complex and slot in a Ministry of Production here, but we can't do that just yet. So we're continuing the Chthonic Siren. Chthonic, probably. It's something along those lines. No doubt about it. This industrial world requires 2 jobs. Okay. We're 35 pops right now. I'm thinking about grabbing a city district here to put in a Ministry of Production. Here we already have a Ministry of Production, so obviously we're putting in an industrial district. On this tech world, we're going to put in a research lab. On this industrial world, we have a Ministry of Production. We'd like to get an alloy foundry here, so I'm going to put in a city district for the purposes of getting an alloy foundry. And really on Rebellious here... Oh, this is the city district. It was this one. I'm going to put in a city district for the Ministry of Production. Okay, that'll be fine. We definitely want to get that. A raiding fleet is approaching our borders. Okay. Noted. We'll see where they show up. Our fleets are prepared. We'll be capable of dealing with that. No doubt about it. We
Fleet
just finished our
enhancements
upgrades,
applied.
so our refits are done. No problem. It is, however, about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to apparently fight off this raiding fleet, as well as figure out exactly how these habitats work. That will be interesting. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods. This generator world needs a job. In the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer. I almost said ALS member? I guess I was looking at council members there. Exciting. Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.